And welcome to the Spartans the Spice. I'm going to get you here fixed up so we can hear you real good. We are joined today by USC Upstate, a freshman player, Carmelo, Adkins, who has been a freshman of the week and, again, played a big, important role this year in the Spartans basketball program. First of all, welcome to the Spartans at the Spice.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, though. Let's talk a little bit about you're a long way from home. You're from Texas. How does somebody get from Texas to USC Upstate?
I'll just say playing hard-working basketball. The coaches, they saw me in Texas, and they wanted me to come to South Carolina, and that's what I did.
Was there anything in particular that stood out that attracted you to come from? Because I know Texas is a little bit different from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Yes, sir. I've been here before, so I kind of already knew the areas and, like, the weather. So I guess it was just already knowing the environment to make my decision.
You're a freshman, and you come in and you're thrown to the wolves right away. You're stepping into a program that had no returning players that have really played any minutes there, and kind of have assumed an important role to this team this year. Can you talk a little bit about what your role has been for the team?
My role for this team is to come in, play hard defense, knock down open shots whenever I have to, and just to be a freshman, come in with energy, freshman energy, and, yeah, just knock down shots.
Okay, well, I've got my cheat sheet left over here for my scouting report for this past Saturday's TV game that I did. And, again, you have been the freshman of the week in the Big South, which is a big accomplishment several times this year, though. And come in, you're averaging 10.3 points a game. You're 4.4 rebounds a game, shooting almost 74% from the free throw lines and almost 34% from threes, though. But what do you feel like is your best part of your game that you bring to the table?
I'll say definitely my shooting ability. Nowadays, you need to be able to have a three-point shot, so I feel like I can space out the floor. And it's just hard to guard. I mean, I could shoot, and then I can just attack you off the dribble. And
the offense you run is very similar to what I used to coach when I was in coaching. We ran a lot of the 5-out right there. And I didn't have, kind of similar to what y'all got, I didn't have big 6'10", 6'8" players like that. I couldn't teach them or coach them to be 6'8" or 6'10", but I could teach everybody to shoot the three. And in my offense, the 5-man had the green light to shoot the three anytime you want to. How much fun is that to play in an offense like that, basically, where you got 5 out, where if you can beat your guy off penetration, you take it the hole, lay it up. Somebody helps you kick it out and shoot the three. That's kind of everybody is a shooter in that offense.
Yes, sir. I kind of like that because most offenses it goes through one person, but here at Upstate it goes through everybody. Everybody can make a play for themselves or for others. So I like that in our 5-out offense.
And everybody gets a chance to handle the ball. Everybody gets a chance to score, because I've looked many a time when I've done the games, TV games for y'all, that 7, 8, 9 players, different players, score in a ball game, though.
Yes,
so my philosophy in that was, when in doubt, let it fly. And then the second part of that is, when in doubt, shoot a brick. And I had a few of those people that I think there was only a couple of guys that I ever coached that I said, don't shoot anything further out than the block. Because they basically were big men that I brought in that were former football players that their main responsibility was, you got 5 fouls, get your money's worth on all 5 of them. Make sure you don't get cheated, those. All right, what do you feel like has been the biggest thing that you have learned stepping in from high school to the college games this year?
Just to take everything step by step. In high school, you could kind of do whatever you wanted to do, but coming in college, you have to be precise with what you do. So I'll say, like, for me, shooting, if every opportunity I get, I have to know, like, I'm going to make that shot, or I might not get to shoot it again.
Okay. How hard has it been? In high school, a lot of the best players in high school don't have to be the best defensive players of the game. That more or less the coaches sometimes even encourage them, we need you to be rested and ready to put those offensive numbers up, that we'll take up the slack with somebody else with defense. How hard is it to learn to be able to play and to learn to be a good defensive player at the college level?
I feel like it's definitely difficult, but whenever you're in practice every day, going against somebody who's trying to take your spot, it makes it even better for you. So like whenever you go into a game, it's like you're playing defense against your teammate.
That guy competing for your job.
Yes, it's easier to play defense.
So was it a tough transition of having to make the jump from high school defense to college?
No, I'll say yes for me at least, because I wasn't very fast in high school, and I'm not very fast now. But I think just going and practice every day is helping me become a better defensive player.
Okay. What would you, by the end of the season, what area of your game would you like to see the most improvement in?
Definitely my free throw shooting, because I feel like as a guard, you have to be 85 and above. So that 74% isn't cutting it. And then my defensive ability too, because I'm a long guard. So being able to guard 1 through 4 will be an advantage for us.
Okay. And again, free throw shooting, that is the first time I have ever seen a team Winthrop hit 23 out of 24 in one half. That was unreal, because you held them 10 minutes without a basket, over 10 minutes. But they hit 23. They only missed one free throw the whole second half. And they came into the game as a team. They're shooting from the free throw line as a team. They were shooting 66% for the season on there, though. But that is the thing. I guess that was the biggest thing that I guess my pet peeve when I coached was free throw shooting. And I used to do all kind of stuff that we would make them, that I would put everybody on the baseline. Everybody had to shoot a one and one. You miss the front end, the 1 and 1, everybody runs a double. You must make the first one, miss the second one, everybody runs a single. And we went straight down the line, and every man had to man up and do it that way. Or we'd stop in the middle of practice, and I'd select somebody to go. And then some days, if I was feeling really good, I'd let the team pick who they wanted to be the designated shooter that day. And if you makes them, we go home. We don't run. But we did that every day because they are so important. I mean, yesterday I watched South Carolina's women, number 2 team in the country. They missed 9 free throws, and they lose the number 4 team in the country because they don't make the free throws. Mm-hmm. And that's just, to me, I was almost a 90% free throw shooter when I played, and I made one. I knew, and I wanted the ball at the end of the game, so I practiced them all the time. I made one day in practice, I made 153 in a row. And it's just more or less, if you get in there on the line and you're bending your knees and you're lined up correctly, I could shoot them. I bet I could shoot them better than some people with my eyes closed and theirs open. Free throws are the most important part of the game. It's the only shot you're going to get that somebody's not going to try to cram it down your throat. So, all right, let's look into some things here. Let's find out a little bit about Carmelo right here. Would you rather have the record for most points in a career or most championships in a career?
I'll say most championships in a career.
Okay. All right. Would you rather be an elite player or would you rather be an underdog player?
An elite player.
Okay. You got that respect. You want people to respect you. Would you rather be the most skilled player on the team or would you rather be the most intelligent player on the team?
I'll say intelligent.
Okay. Because, I mean, there's lots of times you can have skills, but if you don't know the game, you don't know the situations and all, know what you got to do in certain situations, it's not going to help you. Let's see. Would you rather be somebody who starts the games or somebody who finishes the games?
I'll say somebody who finishes the game.
I'd want to be out there too. You know, when you start, don't matter who starts. Mm-hmm. That I had players before that started for me that were not one of my best 5 players, but you got to have somebody to plug in there to give you a lift. If y'all come out flat, somebody's got to come in and give you a spark. Mm-hmm. So the guys who finish the game would be the ones who I would want to be a part of. I wanted them. All right, would you rather be a star of a bad team or average player on a good team?
I'll say average player on a good team.
There you go. Okay. All right, this is one of my fun ones right here. Would you rather be the team mascot for the day or would you rather be the team manager for the day?
I'll say mascot for the day.
I'd have to be the mascot. Yeah. I mean, I'm a crazy old coach. I'm retired. Did that for 37 years. So I'm crazy enough without a head on where nobody knows who I am. You give me one of those outfits, I'd go, wow. I'd love to broadcast and do an ESPN Plus game in the Sparty suit. That's how crazy I am. I don't know if the headphones would fit over that big head out there, though. But I would love to be the mascot doing the ball game, broadcasting one time there, though. I actually thought about it when I was coaching high school, how much fun it would be if I showed up one night on game night with our mascot suit on and coached the game like that. But the school didn't really like that idea as much as I did, so I didn't get to do that, though. All right. What is your definition of loyalty?
I'll say coming in every day, wanting to win, not making any excuses, and then just being there for every person in the locker room.
Just being there willing to stand up and fight for anybody or anything. That's a good definition. That is. What is your motivation in playing? What is it that motivates you to play the game?
I'll say the legacy behind it. Like, if you're a really good player, I just want people to like to remember what I did, and like the time that I'm here, or the time if I go professional, the time that I'm there. So I'll say that. Okay.
All right. Let's see what else we've got here. Would you rather play, or do you rather play afternoon games or night games?
If there's a large crowd, I'll say like night games, because I don't know, I have more energy at night anyway, so I'll say night games.
I'm a prime time player. I always like the night games. I'm not one that the 12 o'clock games are. I can't get into a game like that. But you give me that all day to get my motor running and get me primed up, then I'm all for that. All right, tell me now, what actually gets you juiced up to play? What is your pregame rituals? What do you do to get psyched up to go out and play?
I honestly just listen to a lot of music. I think that gets everybody on our team juiced up to play.
All right, what do you listen to?
A lot of hip hop.
Okay. Do you have a particular favorite playlist?
No, I really don't. It's really all over the place.
Do you have any superstitions?
Nah, I don't. Nah.
Okay. As a coach, I had superstitions. I've got a pair. When I played, and I know I'm dating myself, you don't know this, but Pete Maravich, who was the all-time scoring leader, he averaged for his career 49 points a game in college. They didn't have a three-point line in, and he was great. But he always wore floppy socks, so I had my floppy socks. So now when I go, and I did not wear them. I've got a pair of good luck socks, and I've wore them to every game I had broadcast for y'all this year, and we'd won. And I didn't wear them Saturday. I should have put them on. Yep. I couldn't find them there, though. So I had those superstitions, but I've talked to people like when I interviewed Deshaun Watson one time, his favorite thing was he had to have gummy bears before he played. And I had one, the oddest thing I've ever had anybody answer that was there was a guy who played offensive line at Pitt University when I was doing football interviews there, and he said he used to beat his head on the wall before they played. So I said, you were in the concussion protocol before y'all ever went to the field? So some people have had strange types of superstitions they do for the game. All right. What's your least favorite drill to do in practice?
I'll say, I don't know. We don't really have any drills that I don't like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say there's really nothing on our drill side I wouldn't.
Okay, I think my player's least favorite was to take the charge drill and loose ball drills that we used to do. We used to have something called No Foul Monday, and they surprisingly a lot of them liked it though. But that's usually when we'd had a practice or we'd had a game where we physically kind of wussed out and we didn't play physical and we didn't man up. That we played our practice that day. That we played 3-on-3 full court. There were no rules. There was no out of bounds. Anything goes. You could only dribble one at a time, one dribble, and that you played the three, and the loser stayed up. And it was you talk about if you wanted the ball, you could go over and just smack the fire at them and take it away from them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, though. And we had to get the old practice jerseys out because it would With those, it was you could rip the jersey off the guy if you wanted to. There was no out of bounds, so the ball went down the hall. We'd go see people flying down the hall, knocking pictures off the wall and stuff like that, though. And then, like I said, if you lose, you had to turn around and play the next game too. So, but that was one of our drills that we didn't do that one very often. But that one I kind of got my message across on that one. Where I don't know if I could do that today. I don't think that would fly today. Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
You think it would?
Yeah, I think so.
Coach Murphy's laughing over here. He looks like he knows something that I don't know there. Okay. All right. Outside of basketball, what hobbies do you have?
I like to be on TikTok. I like to dance a little bit.
Okay.
So I like to.
So
do that.
are you're more of a dancer than a singer?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You'd rather dance. Okay. All right. If in basketball, if they had your theme song, every time you hit a three, they played your theme song, what would they be playing?
Ooh, that's a hard one right there. What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't have one.
I know what mine is. Mine would be Looney Tunes. Because that's I'm crazy. But something like that, though. But you don't have one.
I think I like that one, too. Looney Tunes, yeah.
With Bugs Bunny and all that. That would be my theme song. All right. Visually, what do you do, or mentally, what do you do to prepare yourself for a game, maybe the night before or anything? I used to do something with myself and my players, too. I would go over the game plan and would tell them, hey, we're going to run 50X on a made, and we're going to run 23 or 22 on a miss. After every free throw, we're coming with box and stuff like that. I would tell them the game plan, and I'd say, go home and play the game in your mind. And I said, well, tonight when you go to bed, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to visually do that because the game is so fast-moving. You don't have time to say, Coach, should I pass it or shoot it? You got to make the plays when you see it. And as a coach, I did that too, that I would go home and I would say, all right, if we get off to a bad start, who am I going to put in to give us a lift? If my best player gets 2 fouls, who do I go to? Or if we need to mix things up, what do we do, though? But that was my mental prep. But what do you do to mentally prep to get ready for a game?
I'll say the same thing. I'll put my head on the pillow and just visualize the things I could do to help the team win and visualize us winning at the end of the day.
Okay. What has basketball taught you by playing the game of basketball that will carry over into life?
How to be a team player, I guess, because, like, if basketball doesn't work out, you want to be able to work with other people and not be a selfish person.
And one of my sayings, too, with that was 5 guys playing together are hard to beat. That stars shine, but teams win. And those were, I guess, 2 of my big things that I used to say. What started you or what inspired you into starting to play basketball?
I'll say my dad probably. Whenever I was little, he always played basketball. Like, I grew up on the basketball side, so I'll just say my parents, just growing up watching them play basketball.
What was basketball like playing in Texas? You know, because all you ever hear is Texas football. And I used to get sick of people saying South Carolina football. Well, I coached football, but I played at Upstate back in the day there too, and I coached at Upstate. I was assistant coach there. Matter of fact, the year I left as assistant coach was the year that I won a national championship. I got my Super Bowl ring on today. That I'm a stockholder with the Green Bay Packers, and the last Super Bowl they won, and then I got my ring with my name on it just like they did. So in honor of the Super Bowl I'm wearing today. But if I had stayed one more year at Upstate, I'd have had my national championship ring. So
that's tough.
So, but right there with that, so I forgot what I was talking about. I got sidetracked with that though. But you know, okay. That was something. What looking on here too? What is your favorite part of playing basketball?
I would just say, just being able to play basketball. I don't know. There's some people who play basketball, but they can't play basketball. Like, I just play it because it's fun, and I can do what most people can't do.
Okay, all right. That you got to enjoy what you're doing, and that's what I did. That's when I knew it was time. After I coached for 37 years, when it was not fun anymore, and with all the backstabbing from other coaches, the football coaches at my school, and everybody that was trying to make my life miserable, and it wasn't fair to my players anymore. That's when it was time to give it up, though. But when it reaches that point, it's not fun. Then you need to do something else, which would lead me to my next question. If you were not playing basketball, what would you be doing?
I'll probably be running track or something. I think I would be a good. I don't know. I'm not fast, but I just always felt like track was another safe place for me.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Let's see what other thing I was going to say. I'm having flashbacks here of days there, of some things. What is the most important thing if somebody didn't know you? You're a freshman, and at Upstate you've been a player of the week. But what is the most important thing you want somebody that does not know you to know about you?
That I'm just fun to be around. I guess some people, like, if you don't know an athlete, they could seem like they're a bad person or they're not easy to talk to. But I feel like I'm very easy to talk to, and I'm just fun to be around.
Okay. Well, you've been a good interviewer thus far, though. What do you like to do, again, when you get a basketball is I know y'all have been in a tough stretch that has really been hard, and I've been there, done that too, what you're going through right now before in coaching, and it does end. I'll tell you that, like that. I'm a firm believer when you go through times like that the good Lord's got something bigger and better in store for you down the road. You just got to keep plugging away. But what do you do when you want to get away from things? Where is your happy place?
I'll say playing the video game. I mean, that's kind of stereotypical, but I don't know. I think that just gets your mind off of everything that's going on in life because you're focused on a game and you're not focused on the real life, what's going on outside.
Okay. I got you 2 tickets to anywhere to go in the world. Where are you going and who are you taking with you?
I'll probably go to Dubai, and I'll take my mom.
Okay. That sounds like a good trip.
Yeah.
All right, along those same lines, I got you 2 tickets to any live concert anywhere. Who you going to see and who you going to take with you to that?
Shoot, I'm going to go see Drake, and I'm going to take my coach right here next to me.
All right. Hey, we've got this on tape right there. So when he gets those tickets, we're going to take Coach Murphy will get to go with you there, though. So, again, is there anything, I mean, I know you're young and all like that, but is there anything on down the road, bucket list wise, something you've got to do in your lifetime that you want to do?
I want to go to like every championship professional game. So like if I'm not in the NBA, I want to go to the NBA championship,
okay,
NFL, Super Bowl, hockey, whatever it is. I want to go to like every sporting event, biggest event.
Well, what I do is probably a sports lover's dream that I have worked doing the interview. I've interviewed all the best players in the NBA. I can tell you who the biggest jerk in the NBA is. You'd be surprised on this.
Who is that? LeBron
James. He is the biggest jerk I have ever met in my life. That he is a little bit on he's not what he. I've had a chance to be in the locker room with all these guys, and you know how it is in the locker room. It's an entirely different story than what these PR people put out there, though. Mm-hmm. But my favorite NBA player that was good friends, I was good friends with, was Dwight Howard. That he was really a cool guy to understand that Dwight would pick it. He called me Dr. Phil. And so I'd give it right back to him that he was a practical joker and all like that, though. But I've had them. I've talked to them. I've talked to interviewed Curry and all the top coaches. I've been fortunate enough to have covered with Duke as a part of their media with them when they cut the nets down, winning the national championship with the Final Four. Cam Newton was a friend when I worked with the Panthers and when they made it to the Super Bowl and all with them, that we used to kid around with I had Cam Newton sport coats and we'd compare them after the games in the locker room. I'd say, show him mine, still had the ticket on it. He had to come over and show me his right there, though. So I have been blessed. The good Lord has blessed me to get to really go places. I guess one of my biggest bucket list things would be that the Carolina Panthers, one of their number 2 in charge with the Panthers, was a really good friend of mine up there. And he got me media credentials to go with them to cover the Panthers and the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. And so that being a Packer stockholder, that was big for me, though. But got up there, and it was a game up there. When I got up there, it was cold already. It was like kickoff, I think, was something like 21 degrees at kickoff time. Well, at halftime of the game, it starts snowing. and it starts snowing hard. And so by the end of the game, when I went down on the field to do the post-game wrap-up on the field, it was snowing so hard I could hardly keep my eyes open. I couldn't see from here to that wall over there. It was snowing so hard. So I actually got snowed in Green Bay. Couldn't get out of Green Bay for 2 days. And my buddy who works with me, when we did our video wrap-up on the field, capsizing the game and all, he went back to the press box. And while I was packing up the equipment, he shut the door and locked me on Lambeau Field. Everybody had gone. You think the Lambeau leap is easy? I crawled up that sucker. There's no way I was going to leap up there, but I had to crawl the wall to get up there to get out there. So I got locked in Lambeau Field in a blizzard there and got snowed in Green Bay for like 2 days. When I left Milwaukee's how we had to fly out of there. When I left there, it was 17 degrees below zero. So I've been fortunate. So I think what you were saying on that, go to all the big things that I've had a chance to do that. And if you ever get the opportunity, go for it.
Yes, sir.
And that's one thing I want to give you, my wow for the day. You know what wow is? Words of wisdom. For my thing is that I learned, and I'm an old man. I'm 66 years old now. But the biggest thing I've learned in life, people say, well, how did you get to do all that stuff? How did you do that? I went after my dreams and goals. Don't ever, if you want to do something in life, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you not to, because go for it in life. All they can tell you is no, but I've been told yes more times than no, and if they tell you yeah, you hit a home run. If they tell you no, you hadn't lost something you didn't have. You didn't have it in the first place. But my wisdom words today would be go for the things that you want in life, that you might just get them. You got a better chance at getting them if you really want them than not even trying for them, though. So that would be my thing with that. All right, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to throw the either-or questions. I'm getting ready to put the full court press on you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. Let me get the good ones out here. All right, these are either-or questions. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails never fails. That's what the Chiefs called last night. I'll look to see very specifically on that. But I took a class when I was at USC Upstate, probabilities and statistics, and statistics show it comes up more tails than heads. So if you're a gambler or better, go with tails. All right, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay. Books or movies?
Movies.
All right. Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
Chinese or Italian?
Chinese.
Okay. Are you an early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
I'm a night owl. I don't go to bed before 2 o'clock every night. But I don't get up till about 10:30 or 11. Because all those days when I was teaching and coaching, I had to get up at 5:30, so I'm getting even now, though. But I usually, and that's my best time of the day, is at 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock that I'll sit down. If I'm doing like one of your games, that's when I'll do my prep work. Well, I've got a scout report on everybody on your roster. I got a scout report on everybody on Winthrop's roster. I got weaknesses, weak points, tendencies, and everything right there that I do some of my best work from 11 to 2 because it's so peaceful and quiet. And except when my wife's snoring in the other room, she can shoot me if she's watching. I'll hear about it when I get home. But it's a chance to sit back and just relax there, though. So I cannot get up in the mornings. I am a night owl also. Okay, are you a hugs or kisses guy?
Kisses.
Okay, all right. Are you a spring or summer guy?
Spring type of guy.
Okay. How about winter or fall?
Winter.
Okay. All right. Are you or would you rather be a big city guy or small town guy?
Big city guy.
You look like a big city guy. I can tell. All right. Are you a dress-up guy? Somebody who likes to really dress up or be on the cover of Men's GQ magazine, or are you a casual guy?
Not casual.
You're casual?
Yes, sir.
See, you watch now. I mean, you've seen there that I have to wear my matching hats. I have my suit and my handkerchief for doing the games with y'all. Would wear a little pink or a little purple or something in there. I dress fun. I want to do anything in life has got to be fun. So I'm going to be a dress up fun guy at all. All right, PC or Mac?
Mac.
And I have been trying to make the transition. I've been a PC guy all my life, and I bought a Mac last week, and it made me feel stupid trying to transfer everything. But I think I got the hang of it now. Would you rather eat a piece of cake or a piece of pie?
A piece of pie.
Okay. How about would you rather wear tennis shoes or dress shoes?
Tennis shoes.
Okay. Gold or silver?
Gold.
All right. Classical or jazz music?
Classical.
Okay. Singing or dancing?
Dancing.
Okay. You the dancer there. Okay, I'll go with you. I'll be the singer, because I sing with the radio all the time. Good Lord said make a joyful noise. He didn't know what he was doing when he said that to me. Okay, board games or video games?
Video games.
Okay, honey mustard or barbecue sauce?
Honey mustard.
Okay, baseball or football?
Football.
Okay, skiing or snowboarding?
Snowboarding.
Okay, have you ever had a chance to do either of those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about a smile or your game face?
Game face.
Game face. Okay. Bracelets. Excuse me, that's the wrong one. That was the girl's question. Okay. Sausage or bacon?
Bacon.
Scrambled eggs or fried eggs?
Scrambled eggs.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
I'm a dog person too, but I swanny that poor little cat. Nobody wants him. Meow. Over there. So, let's see. Money or fame?
Money.
Okay. Sunrise or sunsets?
Sunset.
Okay. Pencil or pen?
Pencil.
Okay. Grammys or Oscars?
Oscars.
Multiple choice question or essay question?
Multiple choice.
Are you adventurous or cautious?
Adventures.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you're a daredevil, then. Would you rather call somebody or text them?
Text somebody.
Okay. Would you rather take a quick shower in the morning or a hot soaking bath at night?
A soaking bath at night.
That feels so good. Just kind of go to sleep in there. Man, that's good. My wife thinks I'm in there swimming or something. Like, what's taking you so long in there, though? But, I mean, once you're in there, that warm water, I could sit in there. Man, you get in a jacuzzi tub, and I could stay in there for an hour with that. Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Would you skydive?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Man, the only way you'd have to hit me over the head and knock me out and push me out to get me out of there. I'm not big on heights. All right, do you have any phobias?
No, I don't.
There's nothing you're afraid of.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Let's see over here. Truth or dare?
Dare.
Roller coaster or Ferris wheel?
Roller coaster.
Leather or denim?
Leather.
Let's see here. Bright colors or neutral colors?
Neutral.
Woo, we got to get him. Bright colors are the fun way to go. I got to get those bright colors. Yeah. So, would you rather be older than you are or younger than you are?
Younger.
Yep. Well, if you could be younger, what would you go back and redo?
Probably 16. I'd be 16.
Okay. What would you do different this time around? Anything?
Have more fun and go in the gym more.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain that.
I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying. All right. Would you rather be asking the questions or answering questions?
Asking the questions.
All right. Fire away. You get to ask me one now. I've been asking you there, so ask me a question now.
What's your favorite part of, like, coaching? You coach basketball, right?
Right.
What was your favorite part of coaching?
My favorite part of coaching basketball is several things. The first thing I enjoyed was the camaraderie with my players, that my players were always considered my extended family. And even to this day, players that I coached 40 years ago, I still keep contact with, and they know that I would give them the shirt off my back or I would do anything with them. Anybody who has been on my team as a player or manager, that's a lifelong fraternity that they joined for me. The part most I enjoyed about the coaching was the strategies and the competition. What I miss today most is I'm still a student of the game because I'm sitting there and I'm calling your games on there, and I'll see something happen and I'll say, I would have done this in that situation, or what would I have done? And the thing that's so hard, I would study and watch games And at the same time, if somebody would run something against my team that was hard for us to stop, you better believe I'd be looking at putting it in the next day, because if it's hard for us to stop it, it'd be hard for somebody else. So I was a student of the game, but I really miss the opportunity to see things when I got to watch games today. I would go and say, I'm going to put that in practice tomorrow because I don't have any more practices. So I miss the players, that part of it, and I miss the coaching and the strategies of drawing up plays on paper and then actually see them be put in our playbook and work and score off of them. That's one of the things I enjoyed most of it, though. So, all righty. Well, that's going to wrap up the full court press today, though. So, again, having a great year this year. I want you to keep up the good work. Hang in there, because remember, the important thing to remember is what you're doing right now is important, but the only thing that really matters is when you get to the conference tournament coming up. Yes, because sir. You look at the team, and I know Coach Richter and the coaches have told you this, and I saw that too. Longwood was a shot at the buzzer away from finishing 9th in the regular season, and they ended up hitting the shot, jumped all the way up to where they got seeded, put 3 games together in a row and made the NCAA tournament. Yep. But they were right there. Should have, and it was against High Point. And High Point was the #1 team in the conference, and they pulled off a last-second buzzer beater to force overtime, won the game in overtime, got seeded 6th, won the tournament, and that's all that matters. Whoever wins regular season, you hadn't punched a ticket to anything, but maybe get your shirts cleaned or something like that. That's the laundry ticket's the only thing you punched. Yeah. But that's what it's all about, though. But yes, I'll be looking forward to watching you play. I've enjoyed watching you play this year.
Thank you.
And doing your games, and wish you the best of luck, though. Appreciate it, and we're going to get you something good to eat here in a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, Carmelo Adkins has been our focus player this week here on Spartans at the Spice. We'll be back with Coach Murphy here in just a few minutes. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was good. That's the rules of the game right there. Do I need to help him get his? Are y'all riding together?
Yes, we're together.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Well, you may get you real quick then. What time? Tell me what time you need to leave.
He has class at 5:15.
He has to leave at 5:15?
He has class starts at 5. So.
Okay. All right. So what time do you need to go?
5. It's about an 11-minute drive.
Yeah. Okay.
Rest will be fine with it.
All right. So I will get Coach Murphy on here for a few minutes, and I'll get y'all out of here time to get you together.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Remember, when in doubt, let it fly.
I got you.
I never met a shot I didn't like.
Yes, sir.
I gotta show you one thing funny here. You got me thinking this. I played and coached at USC Upstate. This was my student ID when I was there.
Oh, wow.
That don't even look like him.
But this was my senior picture at Upstate there when I wasn't there, but that was back in the day. The first team, when I was there, we only had 3 buildings on campus, and that was the Hodge Center, the administration building, and the library. There were no dorms and no food services in. The players all were down on Business 85, stayed in Broadmoor Apartments. And since there was no food service, the players ate all the meals at the Peach Blossom Cafe and Shoney's restaurant downtown that doesn't exist anymore. We went to the games in station wagons, and finally worked our way up to vans for the games up there, though. But I actually played in the Hodge Center you're playing in, and that was back, and I graduated in 80. That's, 45 years ago, 40-something years ago, right there, though. So we kind of went through the growing pains there, though. So it's a lot different world. And this, you would enjoy this too, since you're a freshman. We were going through growing pains. That USC Upstate owned the property that the Best Western Motel down on 85 owned, that I had freshman English in the motel room. They knocked one of the walls out in between the two rooms, but I had my freshman English class in the motel room.
That's crazy.
So that's a little history of USC Upstate basketball that I'm sure you had heard before. The two first-name big players, the two stars at USC Upstate. The first, back in the early days, they were the Bantams back then, and the colors were red and black. But their first two big stars were a guy named Robert Fire Chief Smith. He was 6'9". He was 39 years old, and he played in the Industrial League. And there was another guy who was your second best player, was a guy named J.C. Humphreys. He was 6'7". He was the local star at Cherokee Motor Speedway over there. They both played in the Industrial City League in town, and Upstate got them into school into music appreciation. And one of them was 39, one of them was 37, but that was the first two stars of Upstate basketball, 39, 37-year-old guy. Times have changed. All righty, we are back here. As you probably heard us in the background discussing some USC Upstate history right here. And let's see, I'm going to get pulled up right now. I better put my glasses on so I can read. My name's on here. All right. All right, Coach, we have got you aboard. We got your name on here. We're going to pull you up. That we have Coach Anthony Murphy with us, assistant coach.
Yes.
All right, Coach, tell us a little bit about your background.
So Coach Marty recruited me at Florida Southwestern.
Okay.
Straight from out of high school. I have a twin brother, so he recruited both of us. We went there. Our 2 years with the FSW, we went there, had a run in the national tournament our sophomore year. And then Coach Marty got an assistant job at Drake University. And he asked my brother and I, where we want to go with him. And hands down, we said yes, sir. And the rest was history. I played 2 years at Drake, my junior, senior year. Then GA year, we went to the NCAA tournament. Then the year after that, I went to played overseas in Graz, Austria, and Luxembourg, Europe. Now Coach recruited me back here to be assistant coach to these young fellas.
Okay. What is your primary role of coaching? And I'm sure each coach is delegated certain responsibilities. What is your roles that you have?
My biggest role is just getting with the guys. They have a problem off the court or on the court, come talk to me. I'm there for these guys, and just being the outlet for the guys, because I know their parents aren't around, and I want to be the welcoming guy on the team, on the staff, to help these guys succeed in life. And
that's an important role, because it's hard for players. And again, there's very few local players around here. A lot of these guys are away from home, away from families. It's a new world when you make that jump from playing college, from high school, and all that. So that's an important role. So what strategy have you tried using with the players?
I just give them, the guys little words of advice. I did it. I was in Florida, and I'm from Indiana, so I know what it feels like, to be away from home and not see your mom and dad every night, or they won't be able to answer the call. Like, just, talk to me. You guys can come over. I want to make my home feel like home.
Okay. All right. First big question is Coach Richter as crazy as I am?
Yes, sir.
Somebody, who was it last week that I think it was Kermani was saying that, something like that, a couple of times when I said some things there about doing things and all, and they said, you sound just like my coach right there, though. So, but what's your funniest experience you've ever had in coaching?
My funniest experience that I've had, I don't think I had one yet. It's hard to say right now. I haven't had one yet, but I know it's coming.
One of mine would be I outsmarted an official one time. That in high school basketball in South Carolina, as a coach, if you get a technical foul, you cannot stand up anymore the rest of the game, and you lose your coach's box. Mm-hmm. And so I got one game, and in this particular game, I won't say one because I had many, but we were playing at home. And I never sat down during a game. I was animated. I was up encouraging, running the sidelines. I was very into the game and hyper during the games. Well, when he came over and told me I had to sit down the rest of the game, I outsmarted him. I sent my manager to my office and got my chair on wheels out of there. And I put my chair with wheels on the sidelines, and I was rolling from baseline to half court. And he didn't know what to say. He came back a couple of games later and told me I couldn't do that anymore. But he didn't know what to do because I was sitting down like he told me, but I was all over the place. So that probably was one of my funniest things that I have experienced there. All right, let's just talk a little bit about this season and all. It's been a very learning season this year. You have been so close in so many games, but as an assistant coach, the guys working with the young players, what has been the biggest thing you've had to do?
Just encourage these guys. It's a full 40 minutes we got to play, not 30, not 25. We got to let it out the full 40. You can't give you guys a short stick of the broom. You guys got to finish the full thing out and, just keep playing with each other, help encourage each other, and just keep pushing.
And at this point, too, I mean, you really play 3 seasons within a season. You play the non-conference schedule, which primarily is focused basically on raising your money for your program. And I think that's really, for this level basketball, for the coaches there, that, if you stop and look, there's some great coaches in this league, but they don't have winning records because they have to play so many money games just to fund their program with that. So you play those games, you get back into the conference schedule, the regular season, and that's just, you're basically playing for seeding for the tournament, and then you get into the tournament there, and you got 3 games to try to win, and you can punch your ticket to go to the dance right there, though. So, so just talk a little bit about that, the 3 phases of the season you go through.
Like you said, the money games, those are hard games because you're not going to get the outcome that you want, and you're still trying to encourage the guys that we're, especially if it's a close game, we're there. Like the Wake Forest game, we were there, and it's just like show these guys like we're making step by step. So don't hang your head. It's going to be a long season, so you always got to look forward to the next game. You can't just be caught on the game before, and you got to keep your head up and keep going. It's a long season. And like you said, when conference come, that's the time you got to put on your big boy pants because, it's everything. It's all the marbles.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
I was just going to say that is the real money time is when you get into that, because that's where, again, everything you've learned for the season. I always enjoyed playing people second time around because I'm like a big student of the game even now, that I'd study the films. I would have everything down pat. I'd have a few tricks up my sleeve for second or third time playing them there. I always look forward to playing them again because my teams usually knew the plays just as good, if not even better, than the other team. Because it was funny, one of our big rivals, Spartans High School, that we used to play, we knew their plays so good that we'd actually our players would tell their players where they were supposed to be on that play. You're supposed to be over here in the corner to shoot the 3 off this back pick. You need to get over here. Or we beat them to the spot on the floor, and they would get so frustrating playing us. But that's kind of the fun strategies of the game.
Yes, sir.
Do you have aspirations of being a head college coach someday, or a head coach at any level?
In the near future, yes. Right now, I'm getting all my experience from Coach Nashad, Coach Marty, and Coach BMR. They helped me out a lot. So I would see myself in the near future becoming the head coach. I don't know at which level, but I can see it. Okay.
Again, what attracted you to basketball?
My parents, they both played basketball. My dad played pro ball. And I just wanted to, just keep it going. My brother and I, we're competitive guys, and we always push each other to the limits. And basketball is just one sport that we loved, and, we want to keep going as much as we can. And now I have the luxury of being on the other side coaching. So basketball is everything.
Was that your dream as a little boy? You wanted to be a college basketball player?
Absolutely, and I'm living it right now.
And when you were little, what did you do to try to get to that dream?
I will go in the mirror, practice, how to yell at my guys, just in case they didn't do anything right. Just a little small things the guys don't talk about. Have a board, draw plays up, just little stuff like that.
Now, I'm sure you got out. These were two things that I really worked hard on. I worked hard on my free throw shooting. But my basketball court was outside. I had a street light with it that I would go up there from sun up to sundown. I practiced under the street lights, 9 o'clock at night, be out there shooting. But I had trees around my court that were big pine trees, tall pine trees. And I actually practiced using the pine trees as coming off picks and running that curl coming off that pick there. I had bark burns on my shoulder from cutting that corner so quick coming off that screen with the tree there to shoot. And the other thing that I practiced over and over again was I had a big 8-foot A-frame ladder, step ladder that goes up, that I put that around the top of the circle, and I dribbled down, stopped, and pulled up and shot it over the ladder as if it were a defender with hands up about 8 feet tall up there. But those were two of my big backyard training tools. I didn't have all these sophisticated things like now where they've got the gun where you can get all those shots up and stuff like that, though. I had to create mine, and mine was to play college basketball too. And I got my scholarship to USC, basketball scholarship to USC at Upstate. So we were USC Spartanburg back then.
And it sounded like you deserved it.
The rifles, though. But that was what I worked so hard for all those years. And in my final year that I decided, made it up, I was playing, or would have been playing behind James Holland, who James is associate commissioner of the Big South. James was on the national championship team, starting point guard, was like a coach on the team. James went on and played for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Okay.
He was Curly Neal's backup. I don't know if you ever heard Curly Neal, a legendary person, but he was on the backup. I mean, he was the backup for Curly Neal, but he was big time. We call him Hollywood Holland. So I would have been playing behind him that last year, and the other person behind James with the coach's son. So I looked at it as not a whole lot of opportunities for minutes that year, and they offered me a position as assistant coach. And I figured I probably would do, it was not my dream of making the NBA wasn't going to come true. So coaching was something I was thinking about. So that's how I got into coaching after that, though. So my last year there. So my first official job was they sent me out to scout the number one team in the conference who'd been to Kansas City to the national tournament the year before. And I came back, I learned every tendency, everything they did, every substitution. They come full court pressure after free throws, made free throws. They did this, that, and guy can't go to his left, he only goes right and stuff. I had an 8-page scouting report, and they were the number one team in the conference and came to Hodge Center, and we blew them out by 18, and that solidified my job.
Oh, yeah, that sounded like an A+ on the homework assignment you had.
Yes, it is, though. So, all right. I know you've got to get him back here, so I need to try to get a couple of quick questions in with you right here, though. What is the most important thing that you would want people to know about you? If nobody knew who Anthony Murphy was, the assistant coach, what would be the most important thing you'd want them to know about you?
I'm a positive guy. I always got a smile on my face. You always see me smiling. I always uplift guys, or anyone. I'm just a positive outlet. I always want to help someone out. Just in case I don't even have it, I'll give it to you. That's just who I am. That's how I was raised.
Well, that's a great answer right there. Well, Coach, I don't want to make him late for his class. Lord, I was late for – I'll tell you a funny thing, one more funny story, and we'll go. When I was a freshman at USC Upstate, the class that I had in the motel room, I was having to go to class, and I was on I-26 going to school, and there was this stupid car that was poking along in front of me, about to make me late, and I almost ran him off the road. But I got by him finally, forced my way by him, and I got there and I was on time. It was a professor of my class that I almost ran off the road. He walks in after I do, and Mr. Cox, I'm glad to see you made it on time here today. And I could have gone under that chair because I almost ran my professor of that class off the road so I wouldn't be late. So I'm not going to make you late on that, though. But have enjoyed having you guys. Hopefully you'll come back again. Bring your teammates. JC, I'd love have y'all come eat here anytime right there, though. But appreciate your time. Good luck. Hang in there. Again, the good Lord's got something bigger and better for you guys down the road. I know it's hard. It's been tough and frustrating. But the year I went through something like this, where we lost a lot of games in a row, a lot of close games, 2 years later, we were all the way to state semifinals and all. So your efforts, what you're putting into it right now, it will reward you. Just stick to the program, stick to the task, and let it stick to you, and it'll all work out for you guys though.
Amen. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all being with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate
And that's going to wrap us up for Spartans at the Spice here on a Monday afternoon. Spartans will be home on Wednesday night and homecoming on Saturday. If you get a chance, come out and see them play at the Hodge Center. If you're not able to make it, then all their games are on ESPN Plus, and who knows, you might even see me on one of those games too. So tune in either in person or watch them on TV. Goodbye, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to give you my card. If I can ever do anything to help y'all, that again, we're going to get you something to eat, get you a to-go box to take back. If I'm not at one of these places, I'm dead. No, that's where I hang out. That's how you can get me on anything like that, though. But even when I don't have the TV games, I usually watch all of your games on ESPN Plus, or sometimes I'll sneak in and sit on the top row at the Hard Center up there. But I'm going to get a hold of that mascot suit one game. I want to be the guy running up and down. Is that a guy or a girl in that thing?
Oh, that's the guy.
See, I thought it was a guy. I was kind of watching though. But I would not mind being the mascot one game or broadcasting with that suit on. I'm see if I can talk Lenny into that. Well, let's go get you something to eat.
Yes, sir.